What's up, Laker fans? In part 2 of my series on Brandon Ingram's development, I take a look at how he improved at finishing at the rim and where he can still grow. For much of his rookie season, Ingram had a hard time jumping off of 1 foot. He's got the advantage here, but he slows down to collect his feet rather than 1-2 stepping into the layup. This allows the defender to catch up and contest the shot. Same idea here, where his need to go off of 2 feet erased his advantage. That got a lot better this year. Let's take this one step by step. He plants his right foot at the free throw line and then takes a long step with his left foot landing at the dotted line. This gets his shoulder past Durant to get the advantage, and then he unravels his arm to further that advantage. Two-foot jumps are better at creating separation via contact, and he was often engulfed when he tried to do this when he was a rookie. Part of the issue was strength, and part of the issue was technique, which we'll get into in a moment. He did a much better job of creating separation with the lower half of his body this year on helping bigs. A big part of that was taking off close enough to their bodies to generate enough force to move them. He was able to do this off of 1 foot as well when he had all of his force heading toward the basket. He was at his best when he was finishing overhand on these, cocking the ball behind his head to protect it. But while this is an area where he improved significantly, it's also somewhere where he can still get better. These 1-foot jumps can be problematic when you're absorbing contact and not going toward the basket because it can knock you off your spot and cause you to fade away. His ability to extend becomes a lot less valuable in these situations. Part of this is a footwork issue too. Look at the direction that his toes are facing on his back foot. They aren't pointing in the direction where he's about to drive, so he loses some explosion. And then here, look at his right foot. It isn't pointing toward the basket, or even at the best angle to where he could attack his defender. He ends up driving in the direction that his lead foot is taking him, and that's away from the basket. Part of this is a strength issue. One of the first places where I think we'll see improvement in this respect is that he'll convert more and ones next season. There were a lot of times where he'd get contact but couldn't power through it. These strength and technique deficits are why he looked like a better athlete in space. On this one, Marquise Chris doesn't commit to his contain, so that allows Ingram to get all of his momentum and footwork going in the right direction and then unravel all of his length before contact. Even as good of a leaper as Chris is, he can't get to this. As a result of this, Ingram was exceptional at attacking bad pick and roll coverages. Paul George is weakening this screen, which means that Hustis is supposed to be containing, but he doesn't. That gives Ingram the space to unravel, and by the time we get to this point, the help defender can't do anything about it. He was exceptional in semi-transition and scramble situations this season for similar reasons. Once he's able to unravel, he's very difficult to stop. Lastly, there was a game in Atlanta where he identified that Atlanta's bigs were too deep in the paint, and he could just extend over or around them. These drop coverages and pick and roll situations were by far the most common pick and roll coverage he saw. Him understanding when guys are too deep on this coverage and he could take advantage of them with his length is huge. In a league that's going increasingly small at the 5 spot, this is a place where he can use that against them. Unfortunately, he only played in a couple of games after this, so hopefully this was a sneak preview of next season. Alright, that'll do it for this one. My goal is to create consistent and thoughtful content that helps you enjoy the Lakers on a deeper level. I'm very much dependent upon Laker fans to continue this work, so if you believe in what I do, please click either the Venmo or Patreon links below. I'll catch you guys next time.